Hey, uh, sleep deprivation project day 4. That's it. I'm gonna sleep for 6 hours tomorrow. That's it. I can't do this anymore. Uh, what's up? It's a culture detective here, investigating your favorite movies. Also, today, this video is my 1300th video. Wow. Yeah, I'm putting in the work. Also, this video is my 1300th video, which is great. Yay. So anyways, today I'm going to do something that I've never done before on this channel, and that is to predict the Oscars nominations. Yeah. Um I have done Oscar prediction videos after the nominations are announced, but not before. So I'm gonna do that today because I'm a genius. So let's start off with Best Picture. Um, yeah, there are actually a lot of good movies that came out in 2020, even though 2020 seemed like 3 months long, and and I honestly think that the Oscars will once again snub a bunch of actually good movies like Druk, or Another Round, which is my favorite movie of the year. Anyways, the nominees, in my opinion, are going to be The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah. I'm going to show it at the side. Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, Pieces of a Woman, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. Now, I put Pieces of a Woman in there even though I think it doesn't have that high of a chance of being nominated, but it's such a damn good movie. How can the Oscars look over this one? And it's so Oscarsy as well. I really, really hope that Pieces of a Woman get nominated. Next in line, we have Soul, Promising Young Woman, News of the World, and Malcolm and Marie, which I don't think are great movies at all. But yeah, even though there are 10 nominees for Best Picture, theoretically, but the Oscars actually never did that. They actually never nominated 10 movies for Best Picture. They always nominate either 8 or 9. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But yeah, I think they're only going to nominate 9. Now, for the winner, I don't know which movie is going to win, honestly. I mean, out of all these movies, my favorite is Pieces of a Woman and Minari. I actually haven't watched Judas and the Black Messiah. And yeah, I actually haven't watched The Father as well. I really want to watch it. And yeah, here's the thing. Are they going to give it to The Father? No, because it's not diverse enough. Mank? Nah, Mank is overrated. Minari, another South Korean movie. Minari is great, but if you know the Oscars, you know that they wouldn't do things like this for 2 years in a row. Like for 1 year, they're like, "Ooh, we're acknowledging Asians," and then next year they forget about them. Nomadland is very very Oscarsy, but maybe it's a little too weird for Oscars taste. One Night in Miami, The Trial of the Chicago 7. I really hope The Trial of the Chicago 7 doesn't win because it really doesn't deserve it, if it does. Even though it's not a terrible movie, I just think it's kind of overrated. Of course, we have a bunch of snubs. We have Druk, Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. Sound of Metal is not going to be nominated, unfortunately. None of the movies from Steve McQueen's Small Axe Pantheology are going to be nominated. I'm thinking of ending things. The Wolf of Snow Hollow, The Devil All the Time. Yeah, all snubs. Okay, second category, Best Director. Now, this category is straight bullshit because there are only 5 nominees. 5 in the entire year. You're only going to nominate 5 directors. Are you kidding me? I can name like 20 directors that did pretty well in 2020. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but you get the idea. Okay, so my prediction for Best Director nomination is Lee Isaac Chung in Minari, David Fincher, of course, in Mank, Shaka King for Judas and the Black Messiah, Aaron Sorkin for The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, and the winner goes to Chloe Zhao. Yeah, I mean David Fincher and Aaron Sorkin has to be nominated because they're such legends. Shaka King is super underrated. I really hope he does get nominated. Same goes for Lee Isaac Chung. And of course, it's going to Chloe Zhao. I don't think there is even a room for debate. I think Chloe Zhao did a really good job directing Nomadland, and I think a lot of critics like her work in Nomadland as well. Next in line, we have Regina King for One Night in Miami, Eliza Hittman in Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always, which is an indie film, and you know the Oscars, they dislike indie films. Christopher Nolan for Tenet. Even though I don't think Christopher Nolan would deserve a nomination for Tenet, still, it's Nolan. And George C. Wolfe in Rainey's Black Bottom. As for the snubs, of course, we're going to have Mundruczó Kornél with Pieces of a Woman, Steve McQueen's Small Axe, Antonio Campos, Spike Lee, Thomas Vinteberg, Charlie Kaufman. Also, I forgot to mention Florian Zeller for The Father. But yeah, winner goes to Chloe Zhao. Next category, we have Best Lead Actor. Again, I can only pick 5. Riz Ahmed in Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins again with The Father, Gary Oldman, of course, with Mank, and I'm going to put a wild card nomination prediction here and say that they're going to nominate Steven Yeun in Minari, which is going to be exciting. Never have I ever imagined Steven Yeun being nominated for an Oscar, and if he actually does, I would be quite happy. Yeah, as much as I think Riz Ahmed did a fantastic job in Sound of Metal, I think they're going to give it to Chadwick Boseman, because I mean his performance in Ma Rainey is amazing. Plus the fact that he passed away, and the Oscars would just do something like that. The same way the Grammys would, give awards to David Bowie after his passing, which is really sad. Next in line, we have Lakeith Stanfield in Judas, Tom Hanks in News of the World. I really wish he doesn't get nominated because News of the World. Sacha Baron Cohen in The Trial of the Chicago 7, though if he's a supporting or a lead character is debatable. Tom Holland in The Devil All the Time, and John David Washington in Malcolm and Marie. And as far as snubs go, I can't think of many, but I guess Mads Mikkelsen from Druk will probably be snubbed, highly likely. Okay, for Best Lead Actress, we have Viola Davis in Ma Rainey, Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman, Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman, Frances McDormand in Nomadland, and this is really difficult, but I think given how, Oscars try to be, we're so up to date, we're so modern, look, we're with the teens. They may actually nominate Zendaya for Malcolm and Marie. That's very, very likely. And also given how much the internet loves Zendaya. Personally, I would really love to see the Oscar going to Vanessa Kirby. I think her performance in Pieces of a Woman is amazing. They, however, may just give it to Viola Davis, even though I think she has won 2 Oscars already, I think. So I'm actually going to lock in on Vanessa Kirby. Alright, snubs, Sidney Flanagan in Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always, I guess. For Best Supporting Actor, we have Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah, Delroy Lindo in The Five Bloods, Bill Murray on The Rocks, Mark Rylance on The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Paul Raci for Sound of Metal. And the Oscar will go to Delroy Lindo. Yeah, everybody's talking about Delroy Lindo after The Five Bloods came out. Like, oh my god, this performance is insane! And they're kind of right. Delroy Lindo really deserves an Oscar for his performance in The Five Bloods. Though, again, whether he's a main character or a supporting character, it's kind of up to debate. Next in line, we have Leslie Odom Jr. in One Night in Miami, Colin Farrell in The Gentleman, which is a genre film, and the Oscars are probably going to pass it, and also Robert Pattinson in The Devil All the Time, which is a really wild pick. By the way, I want to say that I didn't look at the nominations for the SAG Awards and the Golden Globes and the freaking Critics' Choice, because I just don't want these nominations to influence how I think the Oscars are going to nominate them. Okay, Best Supporting Actress, we have Ellen Burstyn in Pieces of a Woman, Olivia Colman in The Father, Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy, Viola Davis, oh wow, I actually repeated Viola Davis twice. Not twice, once. Oof. And Amanda Seyfried in Mank. Yeah, again, if Chadwick Boseman's character is the main character in Rainey, then Rainey herself should be the supporting character. I don't know. Ellen Burstyn in Pieces of a Woman, she's great. Olivia Colman is great in The Father as well, but she's won before, and the Oscars usually don't give awards to people who had already won, usually, unless you're Roger Deakins and Ludwig Göransson or Mahershala Ali. Glenn Close, the Oscars love Glenn Close. Amanda Seyfried, I mean, her performance in Mank is just kind of regular. It's just kind of normal, but it's whatever. And we're next in line. We have Maria Bakalova for Borat 2. Which I don't think will happen because Borat 2 is a genre film. It's a comedy, and the Oscars hate genre films. And also, it's such a wild pick. Alright, for Best Original Screenplay, we have Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Soul. I really think Soul is going to be nominated. When Soul came out, everyone's like, oh my god, the story, it's like, it appeals to adults and it appeals to kids, and it's like, oh, creativity, oh my god. So Soul is going to be nominated, but we all friggin' know that it's going to go to The Trial of the friggin' Chicago 7, simply because Aaron Sorkin wrote it. Next in line is Promising Young Woman, and of course, Sound of Metal, Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always, and Druk are going to be snubbed. For Best Adapted Screenplay, I'm gonna go crazy and say that The Devil All the Time actually has a chance in getting nominated. Aside from that, we have The Father, One Night in Miami, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and Pieces of a Woman. I think they're going to give it to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Yeah, because, I mean, it's very Oscars pleasing. In fact, I think Ma Rainey has a pretty good chance at getting Best Picture as well. And for snubs, we have I'm Thinking of Ending Things and First Cow. If First Cow gets nominated, I would be delighted. I would be really happy, even though First Cow isn't really like a great movie or anything, in my opinion. But I would be very happy, honestly. For Best Animated Feature, I can't think of 5, so I'm gonna go with 3. Soul is going to be nominated, and it's going to win. Of course. Come on. It's Pixar. It's popular. That's it. You're winning. Next up, we have Onward, and we also are going to have Wolf Walkers, which is a great cartoon movie. And of course, the snub is going to be Demon Slayer Mugen Train. Just imagine when the Oscars announce their nominations and Demon Slayer actually gets nominated. I mean, to be fair, Demon Slayer is the highest box office Japanese movie of all time. I think. Like, that's something you can't ignore. And given the fact that Kimi no Na wa has been nominated, and Spirited Away was also nominated for Best Animated Feature, I think a lot of Miyazaki movies have also been nominated. You know, there's actually like a tiny possibility for Demon Slayer to get up there. Except here's the thing: Demon Slayer Mugen Train is clearly from a larger franchise, and the Oscars hate that. So, moving on, we have best documentary feature. Again, I can't think of five, but Boy State, Dick Johnson is Dead, Feels Good Man. I hope, really, 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 really hope Feels Good Man gets nominated. Even though the chances are slim and we have time. And given the recent socio-political conflicts in the USA, I think they're going to give it to Time. Meanwhile, I think Fireball, Visitors from Darker Worlds, also one of my favorite documentaries of 2020, is going to be snubbed. Though it still has a chance because it's friggin' Werner Herzog. Nobody turns down a Herzog. Also Caught in the Net and The Truffle Hunters really deserve a nomination as well. For Best Foreign Picture / International Picture, we have Druk, I'm No Longer Here, Minari, Night of the Kings, and another movie. I don't know that many foreign language films. Leave me alone. I don't know if Minari counts as a foreign picture because it's bilingual, but if it does, it's definitely going to win. If not, then please, 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 please give it to another round. Give it to Druk. Please. Please. Also, Snub, Demon Slayer, of course. Okay, a category that a lot of people are going to salivate all over. Best Cinematography. Yeah, pretty difficult category, but in my opinion, it's going to be Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Rainey, Nomadland, and News of the World. And they're going to give it to Nomadland because it's friggin' gorgeous and it deserves it. Next in line, we have Tenet and Minari. For snubs, we have Small Axe, Lovers Rock. Next up, we have Best Editing. In my opinion, it's going to be The Father, Judas, Mank, Tenet, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. They're going to give it to The Trial of the Chicago 7. Yeah, which doesn't have great editing in my opinion. It's not that well edited, but it's the most edited. I mean, why the hell did Bohemian friggin' Rhapsody win Best Editing when its editing is so choppy? Because it has a lot of editing, and people watching it are like, oh my god, the editing, oh. And The Trial of the Chicago 7 is better, but still, there's a lot of editing in there, and it's gonna win. Best Production Design. Emma, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Tenet, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. And it's going to be the Ma Rainey's Black Bottom because it's a period film, and period films are automatically a yes for the production design and costumes department. Yeah. Same goes for Mank, except in Mank they're just wearing a bunch of suits and dresses, which is like not as, I mean, to be fair, in Ma Rainey they're also wearing suits and dresses, but with more style, you know. Okay, best costume design. Speaking of style, Emma, The Gentleman, Ma Rainey, Mank, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. Come on. If the Oscars don't nominate The Gentleman, I'm going to be kind of upset. The Gentleman deserves a costume design nomination. It deserves one. And it even deserves to win, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm going to say they're going to give it to The Gentleman, even though the chances are slim. Best makeup and hairstyling. I'm going to put a wild card here and say they're going to nominate Birds of Prey. Like, given the fact that they nominated friends and gave the award to Suicide Squad, which is actually like something that I'm not upset about. So yeah, Birds of Prey, Borat 2, because why not? Emma, because it's a period film. Ma Rainey, because it's a period film. Mank, because it's a period film. And of course, they're going to give it to Ma Rainey. Really certain. For best sound editing and mixing, I don't know many movies which can be nominated, but I can think of three. I can think of two movies that will definitely be nominated: Sound of Metal and Soul. Next in line is Mank, even though I don't really see anything all that special about the sound of Mank. But I'm rooting for Sound of Metal all the friggin' way. I mean, it has the word sound on it. Come on. For hell no. I'm gonna say Tenet. Tenet is going to be nominated, even though its sound design and mixing is actually kind of crap. Really one of the worst aspects of the movie, in my opinion. But it's going to be nominated because it's popular and stuff. But yeah, Sound of Metal all the way. For Best Visual Effects, again, I can't name 5, so I'm going to name 3. The Invisible Man, Tenet, and Wonder Woman 1984. And maybe a couple of other, like, action films or something. I swear to fucking God, if Mulan gets a nomination, out of all of these characters, I swear, if Mulan gets a single nomination, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to be so mad. On the day the Oscars nominations are announced, I'm going to, like cut up some chili and have like a plate of chilies in front of me, and every time if they say the word Mulan once, I'm gonna eat one piece. Okay, just watch me. I'm gonna do something along the lines of that. Maybe not chili. Yeah, Tenet. I really wish visual effects go to Tenet. I mean, holy shit, just look at it. Just look at it. All right. At last, we have Best Original Score. Don't know much, but Minari, Soul, Mank, and Tenet will be nominated. Tenet's score is great, but come on, they're not going to give it to Ludwig Göransson again 3 times in a row. I think they're going to give it to Soul. I don't know if it's eligible or not, because there are actually a lot of, like, there's the jazz parts. It's composed by another guy, and the main soundtrack is composed by Nine Inch Nails. And Nine Inch Nails had already won an Oscar for The Social Network, which is great. But I think there's a chance that they're going to win again, because they're Nine Inch Nails, you know? Yeah. That's all, really. That is all. So, what are your predictions for the nominations of the 2021 Oscars? Comments below, let me know. I need to sleep more. Thanks for watching.